But what's happening now is just the customer's expectations about their access to that information and the speed at which we can deliver the services to them, or the capability we provide through a mobile app or a portal. So our product is our promise. What the digital revolution has done for us is to make us have to demonstrate that promise in a much more timely fashion and in a much more engaging fashion with our customers. Developer agility is our North Star when we think about managing infrastructure at Liberty Mutual. What are we doing to take a burden off developers so they're not doing things that don't directly let them add value to their end customers? I mean, writing software is a difficult task on its own. Gathering requirements from the business, making sure your user design is great, developing quality code. Infrastructure obstacles can't be in the way. So we just constantly look at what's stopping our developers from being the best they possibly can. We've been in the private cloud world for quite a long time. Our first private cloud came into production just about 6 years ago. That was a pretty simple private cloud. I think we had 2 versions of a Windows infrastructure as a service environment and 2 versions of Linux. But over that last 6 years, we've really grown that environment. It fully represents basically 90% of all the new server orders that we take now come in through our portal into that cloud environment. It's got about 70% of the production and non-production workloads at Liberty Mutual running in it. So it's been kind of a runaway success from our perspective, and now we're embracing the public cloud. So how do we move from a pretty rich and well-adopted on-premise private cloud to building up hybrid cloud that takes advantage of all the capabilities in the public cloud environment? So that's kind of the inflection point we're at now.
CUBE coverage of VMworld 2017 continues in a moment.
What's the biggest disruption that you're watching that's motivating you, whether it's, lighting a fire under your feet or just something that you see that's so epic, and get out in front of that next wave? As you said, if you're not out in front of that next wave, you're driftwood.
Can I give you 2?
Yeah.
So the one that I think is clearly the biggest is the shift to the public cloud. That's why the cross-cloud announcement was so critical, right? Also, I wanted to demystify some of the numbers in the keynote, because I think there's been all sorts of numbers floating around the industry of what it's going to look like over time. But clearly, this public cloud is becoming a big deal, right? And we have to present ourselves as relevant and critical to our customers in that transition. That's the one that we have to navigate through to really position VMware for the next couple of decades. The other one that I'd point out is really this, as we talked about, the IoT and the device, right, picture. Wow, we're going to have more machine-connected devices in 2019
Love that stat, by the way.
than human-connected devices. And that presents enormous business opportunity, right? Security threats and opportunities, data infrastructure to go with it. And in that sense, as I say, even though I'm 3.5 decades in the industry, it sort of feels like we're just getting started.
As I said on stage, I think VMware, Dell EMC go together like peanut butter and chocolate. And so the more we do together, the more we drive innovation, it's fueling the success of VMware and Dell Technologies.
You're a veteran of the computer industry. You built Dell computers, now Dell Technologies. Now it's going to land on the table with multi-cloud.
We see 4 big things. We see a digital transformation, IT transformation, the workforce transformation, and security. And we've architected our whole Dell Technologies family to be able to address that. And certainly, the work that Pivotal is doing around applications and developers and developer-ready infrastructure, now joined with the VMware ecosystem, we're a lot more relevant for developers than we were a few years ago.
CUBE coverage of VMworld 2017 continues in a moment.
Several months ago, we started a proof of value project around on-premise private cloud implementation. Primarily, we were focused on trying to deliver infrastructure as a service, supporting the needs of our other IT departments in our global organization and their demand for agility and speed. We learned through feedback from our teams that they were struggling with the delivery of projects and also delivery of requests to provide simple infrastructure. We primarily started out the project as an infrastructure as a service component, but we quickly learned that there was value to be had by all parts of IT. One of the goals that we're trying to provide is automated delivery of services through consistent processes that are repeatable, not only in the Ada campus in Michigan, but also in the extensions of our corporate IT departments in Malaysia and in Guangzhou. One of the more complex solutions that we provided through the proof of value probably included 6 or 7 teams with multiple handoffs back and forth between those teams. That effort to deliver an environment for our warehouse management team was somewhere in the 6 to 8 week time frame. Through VRA and our private cloud initiative, we're now able to deliver those environments in about 60 minutes.
Instead of having to fill out a ticket and wait days for the machine, they'll be able to have rights to go out and request their machine and get it that day. There were several things in vRealize that we found useful. The event service broker, the ability to have multiple people work on different blueprints on different use cases, but using the same underlying machine templates. That really helped forward our efforts, and we had a short amount of time to achieve the results. The event service broker is over the entire life cycle. I can see that really kind of being the backbone. That took about 10 minutes to set up. That was very stable, so you could sign in as a QA user, regular user, and see the interface, but sign in as your administrative account and see both sides.
The return on investment for a private cloud implementation was something in the neighborhood of about a 3 to 4 month return on investment. In looking at the cost models between public cloud and private cloud, our utilization of our hardware exceeds the 3-year warranty period typically, as opposed to public cloud, which really looks like you're buying the hardware basically over and over every year. By taking the infrastructure as a service process and build out of our engineering teams and putting it solely into the control of our end users, our engineers are now able to support and work on projects that deliver real business value.
Since the dawn of the cloud, theCUBE has been there, connecting with executives, practitioners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders.
But you're not a thought leader anymore, you're a futurist. That's the new trend. Futurist is the buzzword.
No, I'm not. I'm very much living in the past. I don't like the future, and I don't think much of the present.
And John Cleese.
There's a lot of people out there who have no idea what they're doing, but they have absolutely no idea that they have no idea what they're doing. And those are the ones with the confidence of stupidity who finish up in power. That's why the planet doesn't work.
Knowledgeable, insightful, and a true gentleman.
And the guy at the counter recognized me and said, are you listening?
Yes, I'm tweeting away. I'm tweeting away.
He is kind of rude that way, but
Keyboard.
John Cleese joins the CUBE alumni. Welcome, John.
You got any phone calls you need to answer?
Hold on, let me check.